Happy Wednesday to my awesome Wholesale to Million YouTube family. How are you guys doing? You guys, in this video, I wanted to talk about a subject on money and finance. You know, because I get an email and comment from you guys saying, hey, Khang, I don't have the money. I don't have the money for this, whether it's $50, $100, $500, whatever the amount is. And you're like, hey, I don't have money. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, etc. So, now in this video, it's not, I'm just going to share with you guys my opinion and things that I see, like my surrounding, friends and families, and things like that. So, and it's not to offend any one of you, but hopefully it helps you to give you a reality check on yourself. See, the thing is, you can't fix a problem if you don't know what the issue is, all right? Because you can't go fix something else and try to solve that problem, all right? If you guys know what I mean. So before I get into this, I don't know if you guys have watched Mr. Jim Rohn, a legend, right? And you guys will watch him where it's on YouTube. Just search how to spend your dollar, all right? How to teach a child to spend their $1, all right? And if you can get a concept of doing that, all right? If you can implement and do it, I guess that's what I meant. If you can implement and do it, you should not have any trouble with money from here on, all right? Now, so I'm going to share this with you guys. My wife and I spend about 15 to 20% of what we make. So what we bring home, we spend about 10 to 15 of what we make. Most people, it's the other way around, where they spend or even more than what they make. So that's the first thing that I want to cover, is most people spend more than what they make, and that's why they complain they don't have money. To me, if you're living in America, if you have a job, you should not complain about, I don't have money. And the reason why, you guys, is because you spend more than what you make. And if you have a job, you shouldn't have any issue with saying, oh, I don't have money. If you know how to manage and discipline your spending and discipline the use on money, all right? So that's like the biggest thing, all right? The biggest thing, it's good to know how to make a lot of money, but it's also extremely important. It's very, very important that you need to know how to manage, control your money, okay? Where you spend it, how you spend it, all right? So now, to take you guys back, and I believe that there are people that, that work hard, save up their money, and all of a sudden now they dump it into a business, and that business goes bad. So they're now at a situation where, yeah, they are financially having trouble, right? So I believe that, but it doesn't take them long to start going back up again and start making money and accumulating money and having money saved aside, all right, and reinvest that money. And I also, so the whole thing of people saying, I don't have money or I'm living paycheck to paycheck, you guys need to look at yourself and see, and kind of see and be honest with yourself on your spending. Am I making $1,000 and am I spending $2,000? Am I living at a place where I can't afford? All right, so you guys, so I do believe in living below your means, right? Living below your means, because if you bring in $1,000 and you're spending $2,000, or you're spending all $1,000, that's why you get yourself into a situation where you're living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, so let me share this with you guys. Lon's mom, so my wife's mom, she came over here when she was in her, I guess, about probably her late 50s, all right? I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's her late 50s. She worked at this job that was making her $7.50 an hour, $7.50 an hour. Instead of living in an apartment, she lived in a trailer. that she pays $458 for the land. And I think at that time it was only like $300. All right, $300 for the you know, for the slot, right? For the lot to put her trailer on. $300. And you guys, she living below her means, and she was able to raise my wife, raise her grandkid, all right, which is my wife's niece, in that trailer. And now, you know, until I think she retired when she was like in her probably 75 or 76. I don't exactly remember. But this woman has, you guys, she has $60,000 to $70,000 saved up. $60,000 to $70,000 saved up. And working at a job in her late 50s, making $7.50 an hour. And she never lived paycheck to paycheck. Never lived paycheck to paycheck. All right, you know, she can't go out there and spend and buying all the nice things and things like that. But she was never living paycheck to paycheck. You know, she's always have money saved up in case if something happened. And you guys got to know, in life, there are good times and there are bad times. There are times where everything is going great for you. You know, you're making a lot of money. But there will be time. You know, there's sunny days, there's cloudy days, there's storms, there's rainy days. All right? And if you know how to manage and control your money and have reserves set aside, you will be able to overcome the rainy days. So, you guys, when my wife and I was getting into real estates, you know, when my wife and I getting into real estates, there were times where we were doing so much rehab. At one time, all of our money was tied up. And, you know, we borrowed money from the bank. So we're paying a mortgage payment on like four to five properties. You know? And we got to pay for rehab costs and everything like that. If we did not have reserves set aside, man, we would have been wiped out, because there were projects that runs me way over budget, and it took me way longer to get it done. But if we didn't have that budget to set aside to weather the storm, we would have gone down. And at that time, you guys, my wife, you know, we were stretching so thin that you know, there were days where I wanted to get a Starbucks, but I tell myself no. You guys, when you're in a time where, man, when you're stretched so thin, $20, $100, it's a lot of money, right? It's going to feel like a lot of money. So but the thing is that my wife and I have disciplined ourselves, since we're 18, you know, moving in that little mobile, you know, living in that little shack, budget our spending to $50 a month. So we developed that habit and that discipline already. So when we were going through that, you know, trying to cut down our budget and just trying to weather through, no shopping, no things like that. It was almost like second nature, like it was almost normal, right? Because we have developed that habit and that discipline. But that's what I'm telling you guys. You know, you're gonna go through. You're gonna make a lot of money. There's a time where you're gonna go, and you know, and there's time where you're gonna run into trouble. All right, where things doesn't go your way. So, you know, so what I'm telling you guys is, for those of you, you need to check yourself, man. You need to give yourself a reality check. Am I living, you know, am I living this extravagant lifestyles that I can't afford because now I don't have money to reinvest in myself or reinvest in my business? And you guys might have to look at yourself, look at your situation and say, hey, you know what? I gotta make some changes. You guys gotta understand, like, if you keep on doing the same thing that you have always done, you will continue to get the same results that you have always gotten. All right? So for things to change, you must recognize and start making the changes. All right? So, and I truly believe anyone in America that have a job, that you've been working at that job for a while, you should not complain about not having money. Especially, oh, I don't have 50 bucks, I don't have 100 bucks. All right? So, you know, and you cannot email me or comment and complain and saying that to me. Say it to anybody else, but don't say it to me. Because you know why? I grew up in a family that was, you know, dirt poor. Back in my country, these people are working 15 to 16 hours a day, making $5 to $10 to $15 a day, a whole entire day. And they're able to have money saved up to get their kid to school, to get their kids to college. Come on. How can you say that you're living in America making, that's like your hourly, you know, that's some of you guys' hourly pay. How can you say that? Or you guys, well, you know what, Khang, well, cost of living here is high, etc. Well, yeah, man. But so the thing is things, you know, don't buy that fancy car. Don't live in that luxury apartment. And you guys, I see it in my family, right? I see it in my family too, that, you know, they're making, you know, $40,000, $50,000 a year, but they're spending like they're making $100,000 a year. All right. So, anyways, I just want you guys to know that, you know, when my family was back in Vietnam, like I said, I grew up dirt poor. My mom didn't have enough money for me to go to school, so no formal education for me. But she was working, you know, every single day. I see my mom and dad grinding out 14, 15 hours a day, bring home $5 a day, making $5 a day. And they're able to save that money to dump it into paperwork, right? They dump it into paperwork to get the whole family here to America. So a lot of times what you guys got to understand is you got to give, you know, there's going to be sacrifices as you go through life and through this journey. If you want to get to the next level, there are going to be sacrifices that you have to make to get to the next level. If you want to become financially free, there's going to be sacrifices, that temporary sacrifice that you have to make. You know, at the time, my wife and I, we start making money when we're 18, 19. You know, I finally got a new job, starting out $8.50. My wife was working at a part-time job, making about $8 or $8.50. You know, at the time. And we started to save up some money where we could go ahead and move out to an apartment. It doesn't have to be a nice one, but we can move from that. We can move from that shack to an apartment. But we decided not to, because we're willing to sacrifice the short-term pain living there, accumulate, saving up that money, so one day we can put on a down payment, deposit into a house, and actually move into a house, and not having to pay rent, and you know, so basically not dumping and giving that money to somebody else, paying rent. And was it hard? Yes. Was it tough? Yes, it was. It was. But we believe that whatever we're willing to sacrifice today will pay off in the future. And you guys got to believe that. You guys got to believe whatever you're sacrificing today will pay off in the future. All right? You got to have to, like, even if you can't see it, you must have the faith and that belief that whatever you're sacrificing, whatever all the hard work that you put in today will pay back, will give back one day. All right? All that will come back to you one day. And and then the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is, these are people that are comfortable, right? They want to get to the next level of their life. You know, they want to make, they don't, you know, they're making now 50 or 100,000 a year or whatever, and they want to get to the next level. And they're working for a company. And these are the people that are comfortable, but they're not, like, they're comfortable and they're scared to make the leap and make the jump and take, and kind of take the next step so they can move up, right? So they can get to the next level of their life. Not working for this company anymore, not working for this corporate job anymore, and being able to create their own lifestyle that they want. Wake up whenever they want, do whatever whenever they want. And, you know, and I can share with you, my brother's kind of in that right now. He's working for a company. I don't know exactly how much he makes, probably like $60,000, $70,000 a year. And, you know, and he was sharing with me how he wants this lifestyle, things like that, where he can stay home, hang out with his kid, and not, you know, and things like that. And he has money saved up, but he's afraid and scared to make the leap or the jump. So he has to now suffer And so that is the trade and the sacrifices he has to make. All right, so he's talking about working for this company, 401k, etc. And don't get me wrong, my brother is doing good, right? He's doing good, but he still have to work for a company, report to a boss, and he's still depending on the IRA, the Roth, you know, the 401k, etc. for his retirement. And he's still going to work, and he doesn't have the time to spend with his as much time as he wants to spend with his kid, his family. And that's the sacrifice he has to make, right? That's the fact. So he's playing, you know, working to 60 or 65, 70, whatever. That's the sacrifices he has to make because he's afraid and scared to make the leap and the jump and take the money, invest in himself, and try to invest and merge into a new business, all right, a new venture, a new journey, where it can, in return, give him the lifestyle he wants. So for those of you, if you guys want to unlock this, watch Steve Harvey Jump. All right, Steve Harvey, an amazing motivational speaker. Love the guy. He's funny, and he's extremely funny and motivating. All right, so he talks about jump, where you have to jump if you want to get to the next level. Okay, so you guys can YouTube that, watch that. I'm not gonna spoil it, but that's the thing, is for most people, you guys are so comfortable where you want this lifestyle, but you're afraid to make the leap and the jump and take all the money and you know, and reinvest. You know, either go to seminar, buying a course, hiring a mentor, whatever it is. You're so afraid to make that leap and that jump and that investment. And you guys also too is watch Jim. You know, so my wife at this. So let me bring you guys back. When my wife and I were working at the mall, we started to accumulate up some money. We started to save up some money, and at the point, there were times where we're like, hey, you know what? We need plan B, right? We need plan B. We're working at the mall, and the mall was telling us, oh, yeah, you know what? You can't do this. You can't do that. You got to come in here, open this amount of time. You can't close early. Even if it's 5 minutes early, we can't close our cart early. We get a fine, etc. So we were starting to get fed up for a while, but we were so comfortable where it didn't really push us, like shove us to like really go. All right, to really go. And you guys got to understand that to have what you never had, you must do things you have never done. To have what you never had, you must do things you've never done. And it's going to be uncomfortable, right? But if you want what you never had, you must do things that you never have done before. So it was one day where the mall, it was toward the holiday, the mall calls me in and said, hey, Khang, we give you 30 days. You guys get out of here. We got a bigger shark that came in that's going to pay, you know, three times the rent that you guys are going to pay. We already signed an agreement. You guys are out. You guys got 30 days to take all your stuff out, and you're done. And at that time, we have so much money investing in the holidays, buying in the products for the holidays. And it was so, and I was driving home, I was crying, tears was coming down to my eyes when they called me in for a meeting, and all of a sudden they say that, and I was just pouring down crying because I don't know how to explain to my wife, right? I felt like I've let her down. So when I drove home, told the wife exactly what happened, what's going on, we both kind of cried, and that was kind of the last straw that my wife decided, you know what, we got to step up, and we got to take the risk. We got to take the risk, and we got to jump on plan B. And then things start, you know, when we made that commitment, things start to happen, right? Because you think about it all the time, plan B, I need something different, right? And things just start to happen. And so she came across a book, and then it led us to a seminars, and then it led us to hiring a mentor, and paying my mentor $25,000, flew him out for 3 days, a commitment of 3 days for $25,000. So we took all the money we had, and that's the thing is my wife said, Khang, you know what? We're going to take whatever we got, and we're going to dump it into real estate, and we're going to succeed at it. And it scared the living heck out of me. It's because I thought, hey, Lon, you know, we have some money saved up. Man, this is good. We didn't have to worry about any bills. Our car was paid off. Our house was paid off. So we didn't have to worry. And my wife said, you know, Khang, if we want to get to the next, so she's like, hey, we got to dump all this into real estate. And it scares me, you guys, and it was so uncomfortable. We went through the whole process. It was so stressful for 6 months. You know, we're investing, going to seminars, buying plane tickets, flying to Florida, all kinds of places, investing in you know, seminars, coaching program, going to the local like basically we were doing things that we've never done before and was super uncomfortable, right? It was super uncomfortable, but we knew that to get to the next level, we had to go through this. And we made a commitment, and we just invest and take the money and invest in this new journey and invest in ourselves in learning it and acquiring new knowledge. So anyways, you guys, if you haven't watched Jim Rohn, watch him how he showed you how to spend $1. And this is what, so I'm going to break it down really quick, but you guys should watch him, because the way that he say it, it's going to sound a lot better than coming from me. So he said that you can spend 70%. So you can spend 70 cents of your $1. The other 10 cents will go to charity. The other 10 cents you should reinvest in yourself, self-development. You guys got to understand, formal education will only make you a living. Self-education is what's going to make you a fortune. My wife and I are both high school dropout. But I know that we're probably making more money than some doctor, lawyers, or some people that went to 4-8 years of college and get a college degree. All right, you guys? And the other 10, and then the last 10 cents, and he said it's reinvest in something that's passive. Whether you are lending your money out as a private lender, or you buying rental properties, so things like that, passive income where you just having your money work for you. All right, so he said 10 cents go to charity, 10 cents go to self-development, invest in yourself or into your business. The third one is just taking that money and turn it so it's passive, right? So whether you are loaning out that 10 cents or you taking that 10 cents and you know, to buy rental property, things like that, right? To give you that passive income. And you know, my wife and I right now, we spend about 10 to 15% of what we make. And then whatever the rest is, we're dumping into ourselves and then dumping into buying rental property for the passive income. All right. And so right now we're spending between, I said our monthly spending right now. So I'm not including bills. I'm just saying things that are for us, you know, shopping, eating, vacation. We are now at about $15,000, right? $15,000 a month. But according to what we make, we can spend $25,000 to $30,000, and we're having a hard time reaching that. Okay, because the habit that we have created that keeps us from not going beyond of what we're not supposed to. Okay, and how we think, you guys, is that let's just say that now we can spend $25,000 to $30,000. And our goal is, you know, we want one day to be able to spend $100,000 a month. So instead of just saying, hey, now, you know what, raise our 10 to 15%. Hey, maybe we can send 25 to 30%. Instead, what my wife and I always think is that, well, we just need to increase our bottom line. So let's just say that if you make $2,000, let's just say if you're making, you bring home $1,000 and 10%. So which means, you know, so like I said, so it's like when you start out, this 10 to 15% probably doesn't work for you. All right. And Jim Rohn will explain that. And so you just have to figure out what worked for you right now so you can get to that point. All right. So for us, we always think about, well, how can we increase what we bring home, right? We just need to make more, and we can still keep the 10 to 15% of what we make. So now we are able to spend more, but it's still within our 10 to 15% of what we make. Does that make sense, you guys? But majority of people, instead, they make more, and then they just increase their spending in exact same proportion to how much more increase that they're gonna make. You know, you know, when I was working at a company, and you know, some of my coworkers, like, you know, they make $10. They're able to live off $10, and then when they were up to like $12, $15 an hour, $20 an hour, and they still can't live off of that. They're still living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, so how does that make sense? If you can live at $10, and now you're making twice as much, and you still can't. So there's something wrong with you of how you think about money and your spending habits. So you guys, anyways, I just want to share that with you guys. And like I said, this video is not for me to offend any one of you. You know, that's not the intention. I just want to put this video out because those of you who say that, you guys need to look at yourself and figure out what the issue and what the problem is, so that way you can fix it so you don't have that issue anymore. Like I said, it's nice to make a lot of money, right? It's nice to go out there and make a boatload of money. But if you don't know how to control and manage your money and where to put your money, right? And if you're going to blow it all, then doesn't matter if you make 50,000 or $1 million, you're going to end up having the same problem. You're going to say, hey, you're going to still waiting for the next payday. Okay, you guys? So anyways, you guys, I hope this video helped, but I'd love to hear all of you guys' opinion. Nothing going to offend me, you guys. If you guys think, oh yeah, Khang, this is not right, that's not right. So let me know what you guys think about it. I know this is not like real estate wholesaling related, but you guys got to understand that, to solve your problem, your money problem, you need to figure out what the issue is. All right, and the issue, so that way you don't have that problem anymore. So anyways, you guys, if you are new to the channel, you're interested in learning about wholesaling houses, that's what I share and teach you guys in my channel, then smash the subscribe button. If you do enjoy this video and if it add any kind of value to you, or if it's give you some kind of a click, smash that thumbs up for me. But like I said, drop me a comment. I love to hear you guys' opinion, your guys' thoughts on the subject. Take care, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And always remember, things don't happen overnight. It happens over time. So plant your seeds, and I promise you, plant your seeds. Be persistent, be consistent, and stick with this business. And one day that seed's gonna grow, and it's gonna be your turn to be able to harvest it. And now you get to taste the fruit of your labor. All right, you guys, take care. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.